What's up, John?
Hello, how are you tonight?
Good. The first link wasn't working, so I don't know what was going on.
Okay. Well, tonight looks like we'll be talking about the Battle of Athens and why today in Virginia it's important to remember that battle going into the future.
Oh, let's do it.
All right. So, so basically, after World War II, the Democrats in forget the name of the county, but it was in Tennessee, were so corrupt that they were stealing ballots and declaring themselves the winners, and the veterans had enough of it.
Yeah, it was right after World War II. It was in Athens, Georgia, which was the county seat. What happened was,
It was Tennessee.
uh,
I
uh
did some research on it.
Tennessee. Well, sorry. What I did, what did I say?
Georgia.
Okay.
It's close to the Georgia border, though.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know why I did that, but they were basically veterans came back. It was a very corrupt government that was like an old boys club where the same people got like the year after year. So some of the veterans that came back were fed up, so they ran against the incumbents, and it looked like they were going to win. So what they did is the sheriff of the county went around and collected all the ballot boxes and took it back so they couldn't be counted. The people rose up and grabbed their arms and they surrounded the with the jail where all the ballots were being kept. A funny thing is, the sheriff called the National Guard, and the National Guard, the general who was commanding the National Guard, looked at it and was like, "Yeah, I'm not coming."
Oh
The
yeah,
National Guard refused to come, and the governor refused to order them. So, um, eventually, they turned over the ballot boxes because they were going to get raided, and that shows you that tyranny can exist anywhere, including the United States, and firearms can stop that tyranny.
right. And so far, just about maybe 2 weeks ago, there was a shooting at a church in Texas, and the guard, one of the guards there, he was a firearms instructor, took a headshot, killing the gunman. Now the media, the left, like Joe Biden and Elizabeth Warren, all came out against it.
Yeah, it was really crazy. It wasn't only that one guard. That one guard took the shot and killed him, but there was actually six concealed carriers in the church
Right.
that day, and and it wasn't like a hired security guard. It was just a guy who was there. But six of the parishioners pulled their concealed weapons and firearms,
Oh yeah.
and none of them took the shot. It was just it was good. It was good training, good discipline. They knew exactly what to do, and they engaged and ended the threat.
Right. So now today, the reason the Battle of Athens is so important to remember, and it won't be taught in the schools, is it shows that an armed populace can stop tyranny right in our own country, and they don't want people to know about it.
Exactly, and it's not the only thing that happened, and and the United States. If you look at like Black Wall Street, you should have someone on talking about Black Wall Street because that is a very interesting issue of tyranny in St. Louis out there. But yeah, the Battle of Athens was definitely a turning point, and it definitely showed that the Second Amendment can work and be effective.
And people today, when they think, if you want to fight tyranny, you're going to need AR-15s, you're going to need AKs, you're going to need Glocks. And like I've said before, I buy old milsurps, and those today could be just as good stop tyranny as they were 100 years ago.
Well, if you look at the function of like a semi-automatic a sporting rifle like an AK or an AR, and you compare it to like a M1 Garand, the M1 Garand actually fires a larger caliber bullet.
Oh yeah, I've seen a lot of those old milsurp rounds, and it's like, and I see these people saying we need to ban assault weapons. I'm like, well, I own a bunch of old World War I and II guns in Vietnam era Chinese SKS. Why aren't you going after those? I mean, those are actually combat weapons.
Well, if you look at, for example, the AR-15 design is like it's like 70 years old right now,
Yeah,
which is crazy. And if you look at other things, they're going to ban an AR-15, but a Mini 14 Ranch and will not be banned because it doesn't look as scary because it has wood in stock, even though it functions the same as an AR,
right.
the same round and everything.
Yeah. Now, can you enlighten me on some of the new stuff going on in Virginia? I just seen a video tonight that the state wants to ban like indoor ranges that are not owned by the state.
Yep. I have an article coming out. Basically, what the proposed law is: any indoor range in the state where I live in Northern Virginia, that would be the majority of them, that employs more than 50%, 50 people, cannot be owned unless it is owned by the state or 90% of its use is for law enforcement training, which is none. So basically, it was shut down by Home Range of Silver Eagle Group, and it was shut down Elite Shooting Sports that's down the road. It was shut down basically almost every range in Virginia, which is kind of scary because what they're trying to do, it's backdoor gun control. Well, we can't control the guns because the Second Amendment sanctuary people are everywhere, and they're not going to obey us. And they know that people are not going to obey them. So now they're going to attack gun ranges, which is insane.
Wow. And that's a scary thing because if you attack the ranges and take them away, where are people going to learn how to shoot? I mean, think
They're
about,
not. That's the whole point. They're trying to make gun ownership useless.
well, can't they go out to like the woods somewhere with permission from the owner to do their shooting?
Uh, have you ever been to Northern Virginia?
No, I
It
don't think I've.
uh, it densely populated. Like DC flows over into Northern Virginia, and the Northern Virginia from Northern Virginia to Richmond is just densely populated.
So, not a lot of wooded areas or countryside.
Yeah, I would have to drive for a couple hours to get to a place.
Now with the 2A sanctuary movement, what's looking like in your county? Is there more people putting pressure on the politicians there?
In my county, the issue is basically dead. It's not going to be brought up again. The Board of Supervisors director wore a Moms Demand Action button during our 2A sanctuary hearing, and even the Republicans voted against it. Besides Susan Volpe, she didn't vote against it, which I was very proud of her for standing up. But all the other ones didn't go, didn't vote. We're about like I think almost 120 localities right now. Virginia Beach just joined the 2A sanctuary movement,
That's good.
so it is great.
Yeah, we need to get. I've been trying to fight that here in Ohio right now on that, and right now we can't do anything on passing to a sanctuary, but I'm still trying to keep up with it nationwide and trying to work on it more here in Ohio.
Damn, we know Jersey has a 2A sanctuary right now.
Oh yeah, New Jersey, you did that. That's amazing. One of the most anti-gun states out there.
Yeah, it's really interesting how the whole movement took off. Before the November election, there was 250 localities. Now it is in Virginia alone, it's like 120.
That's awesome. Now your attorney general, he came out and said that these 2A sanctuaries have no resolution.
Yeah, no power. Their revolutions, not ordinances. So he's kind of right in one way, and he's kind of wrong in another way. Um,
Well, he's two faced because if you think about it, we need 2A or not 2A. We need sanctuary for illegal aliens, but if you do it for gun rights, oh, that's a no-no.
what I wanted to see was what I want to see is what I wanted to see was an ordinance where if you help enforce these unconstitutional laws, you would get a fine. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. but it still sends a message to the governor, and it leaves it up in the hands of the sheriff. Which
Right.
now we got to pressure the sheriffs. We got to put a lot of pressure. We got a lot of work ahead of us, but we have come a long way since November.
Oh yeah. Now for the 20th, you're going to be having that lobby day. Will there be videos uploaded to social media and YouTube?
If you follow my Facebook page, Real Don Crumpet, it'll be streamed
Oh,
there.
good. Good. I'll be looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of people. We have a lot of good speakers. Stephen Williford is going to be speaking that day. If you don't know who Stephen Williford is, he is the
He's the
hero
guy.
of Southern Springs.
Yeah, he grabbed an AR-15. I think he had like 15 rounds and went to that church to stop the shooting.
He had 7 rounds,
Oh, seven. Wow.
and he was barefoot.
Yeah, I know. I remember that part, but I was thinking it was like 15 rounds in the gun, but even 7 rounds, and look how good he did at trying to stop it as fast as he could.
Yeah, yeah. Antonia Okenfor is going to be there as well. She's going to be speaking. She just recently took a job as the director of outreach for GOA. She was on a podcast.
Yeah,
Uh,
I've seen that podcast.
yeah, she's really good. She's a really good speaker. She's going to be speaking there as well. So it's going to be interesting. And Dick Heller from the Hellerverse DC decision, he
Oh,
is going to be speaking at Rally Day too. So
oh
it's
yeah,
going to be, if you don't know, the Heller decision is what led DC to become a shall issue
yeah,
like a locality.
yeah. The whole thing was DC had a ban on handguns, and he took it to the court because he couldn't have it, and it was Antonin Scalia who came out and said that everyone has the right to keep and bear arms in their home and on their person.
Yeah, it was the first time that the Supreme Court actually stated that.
Yeah, I mean, I look back now before the NFA came along, there was a law they wanted to pass where they wanted a 2-cent tax on a newspaper. I think it was in Boston. The Supreme Court struck that down, but they allowed the NFA to pass.
No, what the Supreme Court struck down, one of the things that we're deciding is in Pennsylvania there was a witness back in the 50s that was going door to door, and he had the Jehovah Witnesses papers, and he would give them to you, and he would want a donation, and and Pennsylvania stepped in, and they tried to try to get him to pay a solicitor tax, and he appealed it and went up to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court ruled that you cannot directly tax a right. I mean, you can tax it for like costs if it costs like the state for like permits or whatnot, but you cannot tax a right just to tax a right. And we believe, and I believe, that the NFA actually violates that ruling, getting it to the Supreme Court, which we have tried in multiple states, and we're still going to try again and again and again. We believe that if we get it to the Supreme Court, we can might be able to knock the NFA out.
Yeah. Now get this. My uncle used to have a full auto Uzi, and that thing was fun to shoot. I thought it was fun, but I have no use for a machine gun. They're not accurate. They just lay down suppressing fire. But
It sure felt fun.
yeah, but people should have the right to own it, whether somebody else believes in it or not.
Exactly. Someone asked me, "Well, what happens if somebody wants a rocket launcher? Should they be able to have a rocket launcher?" And my answer was, "Yeah."
Yeah,
It should be, because the right to bear arms. It is what it is. Maybe I don't have a use for it. I don't have a use for bump stock. I don't like bump stocks. I think they're gimmicky, and I think they're basically trash. But I am supporting Rob Olson, who's the lead attorney on the bump stock case, who just was in Ohio not too long ago, because that's where the bump stock case is at right now. And I support his effort to try to get the ban overturned. And if you look at what the responses of the judges in Ohio was, it seemed like it might be overturned.
yeah. I'd like to see that get overturned. From what I texted you the other day on that, because I heard at a gun show that um, it looked like the bump stock ban was about to get overturned. So
It does look like that. Nothing set in stone until they actually do it. But the other side, like E.C. Giffords and the Brady campaign and Everytown, if you look at their response to what the judges were saying, they know that the day of the ban is outnumbered, unnumbered. Sorry, numbered because it is unconstitutional. You cannot just you outlaw something without actually making a law.
right,
You can't say, "Oh, that's a machine gun now," even though it's not a machine gun, just because you wanted to. It's like, well, then uh, I'm going to identify my grenade launcher that I have downstairs as a Nerf gun.
yeah, I don't think that'd go over too well with the ATF.
No, but it's basically what they did.
Yeah. No, there's one guy. He's from Virginia, and I've been in contact with him. He retired from ATF. His name is Rick Vasquez. You ever heard of him?
Rick Vasquez is the guy who wrote the original decision from the technology branch of the ATF, stating that a bump stock does not turn a machine gun, does not turn a gun into a machine gun, and he also wrote you can do the same thing with a belt loop.
Oh yeah,
So yeah, he's out in Winchester, I believe.
yeah. He's now that's a guy who worked for ATF. That is a
Yeah,
good trustworthy guy to have.
yeah, he wrote the original bump stock decision.
Yeah, I came in contact with him because Mac made a video, did a live stream with him shortly after that thing, right before the Parkland shooting.
Yeah, Vasquez. I don't know him personally, but I do know who he is.
Yeah, I've had some great contact with that guy. He's a great ATF agent, well, former ATF agent to talk to.
Yeah, I mean, not only that is he actually used common sense and used the definition of the law to decide whether something was a bump stock or not.
Oh yeah, but with that coming down the pipeline now with this overturning, and I've said this before, I would like to see a lot of these laws on the books get repealed. You know, on a personal level, am I okay with some laws? Personally, yeah, but not. I don't let my personal views take over what the Constitution says.
Yeah, you have to judge the You have to. Here's the thing about supporting rights. Sometimes you have to support, the right of someone to do something, even if you don't like what they're doing,
Right.
because
So,
it's
like,
their right, and if not, you're a hypocrite.
yeah, like when the Hughes Amendment passed, I wasn't even born at that time. And like I said, am I personally okay with not owning a machine gun? Yeah, but I would stand up to repeal the Hughes Amendment.
Yeah, closing the registry was just terrible.
Yeah,
They already had an unconstitutional tax, in my opinion, on machine guns, and then to close the registry, it just it basically, well, when machine guns break, they're going to be, useless. So over time, the number of machine guns would be cut down. But the thing is, since 1934, machine guns have been used in like three crimes, and two of them involved police officers.
yeah. One of them, what I read about was here in Dayton, Ohio.
Yeah, that was like a police officer in
Yeah,
Dayton, Ohio. Yep.
this is because a guy told him there was a drug house and he went down there.
Hmm.
And the other crime that I can think of was I heard this Max say it many times was another police officer who killed a guy who was seeing his wife.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And it's not like they use they use their duty weapons because people don't realize that when they pull out their M4s or whatnot, they're not semi-automatic ARs,
yeah.
just select fire.
And then there was another crime where, well, I don't know if they were, well, it was after the Hughes Amendment, but I don't know if it was legally purchased. But these two criminals robbed that bank in North Hollywood with full auto AKs.
Yeah, that was illegally converted. People don't realize you can convert an AK to fully automatic with a twist tie.
People say it's easy to convert semi-autos into full autos.
It depends. Like a AR, no, it's not. You're gonna have to drill extra holes, and I don't want to get into how to do it because it'll get you kicked off of YouTube. So,
Oh yeah, I'm
but
not.
but yeah, Glocks are easy. Um, ARs, they're not easy to convert to fully auto. AKs are easy to convert to fully auto if you know what you're doing. It's a crime, and it's not like a true fully auto because it's not a select fire. It's just
Right,
you can outrun the bolt and you can do a lot of damage. And if you usually if you convert something besides the Glock, the full auto, it's going to damage the weapon. The Glocks you can order a piece from China for like $5 and convert it to full auto. But if you do, you risk you risk the ATF showing up at your door.
right. But just
They
because,
monitor that shit.
yeah. But if somebody can do it, doesn't mean they'll do it because they know they'll be breaking the law.
Yeah, yeah, yep, that is true. But I think they should be able to. I mean, full auto is
Yeah,
not. That would actually make a gun more dangerous. That's what people get. Uh, Fully auto is used by the military for suppressive fire. So basically, if you're moving or you don't know where the person is, you spray and pray. That's where they get the name spray and pray, and that actually keeps the enemy's head down. Um, but
yeah.
when you go into battle, you usually have to go into with semi-auto.
All right. And even today, they're training people in the military don't shoot full auto unless you need to just do semi-auto to conserve your ammo and be more accurate.
Well, yeah, full auto in the military is only used for, like I said, suppressive fire, like during movement and such. That's why the AR is designed to have safe, semi-auto, and then select fire because of that. The interesting thing, getting the guns here a little bit, the AK, it's I don't know if you will try to full auto AK, but it's safe, full auto, semi-auto. And the reason why was they the Soviets weren't training the Chinese weren't training the troops to the the highest level. So they they were like this spray and pray.
And that's how that whole came out. Spray and pray. They just jumped off and just started shooting in every direction to keep the enemy down.
Yeah, it's a suppressive fire is basically what it's used for. It's not used for like offensive. It's more of a defensive setting to move and to keep, the enemy's head down.
Right. That's basically why, like I said, I have no use for a machine gun, even for target range, because it eats up your ammo, and that's going to cost you money just to buy lots of ammo. And to me, the only two downsides I have with machine guns is, of course, they eat a lot of ammo and they're not accurate. And that's it.
Yeah, but they're fun.
Yeah, that's the
Back in
unfortunate part.
October, I went and shot a bunch of machine guns.
And that should be fun. Our shooting center, about it's maybe 7 miles north of where I live, they offer machine gun rentals.
Yeah, they're fun. I was out in October, and I got to shoot the STG
Uh,
44, the MP44, which is the
yes.
actual precursor to the AK. It was awesome.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of interesting stories that, Kalashnikov said he never saw an STG 44, but
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way if you see an STG and you see an AK. Yeah,
they're almost
yeah.
identical.
Mikhail might say he's never seen one, but he definitely saw one. In fact, the Soviets, when they left Germany, they took whole factories of full of MP44s. So they took hundreds of thousands of MP-44s back to the Soviet Union. So saying Mikhail Kalashnikov saying that he never saw one, it's just not possible. It's not feasible.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. I mean, a lot of the stuff I've seen on Cold War guns, it was just interesting to think like how did the AK come in development if they'd never seen an STG? But
If you see an SCG and an AK, there's too many
they're,
similarities.
oh,
There's
they
no
are.
way. There's no way. The Soviets stole a lot of technology from the Germans. A lot of rocket technology, a lot of machine gun technology from the Germans.
Oh yeah, I mean, when they came up with the STG 44, Hitler had forbidden them to make an STG 44, so they disguised it as MP 43, MP 44, but it was basically a rifle. And I guess he was visiting some generals on the Eastern Front, and he asked, what do you guys need? And one general replied, a lot more of these new rifles. But when Hitler saw what it could do, that's where the term assault rifle came in.
Yeah, before they were using the weapon they were using for that was a MP-40, which was it was basically like a, a SMG, a submachine gun, and it fired a pistol round.
But the STG fired it was a 7.92 Kurz round. I think
Hmm.
it's 7.92 by 33,
Hmm.
which is an intermediate round.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it was a interesting time.
yeah, what's recoil like on the full auto STG 44s?
It's not bad at all. The rate of fire is actually slower than an AK, so the recoil is actually really manageable.
Okay,
It's a heavy gun, though. I will say that.
yeah, I've come across some of the 22 caliber STG 44s. I might have to get one of those.
Yeah, this is. I mean, the one I fired, it was a World War II original, so it was six-figure gun.
Holy cow, that's neat.
Yeah, because there's not that many out there, and it was like my favorite gun. So
Well, one of my favorite guns I'd like to get a machine gun form is the MP40.
yeah, the MP40. That's a nice little SMG.
I and like I said, I was at a gun show all weekend, so I seen a lot of neat stuff. There's a guy, I think he's a dealer, has the new GSG MP40 and 9mm. Right now, I gotta finish paying off a car before I can buy more guns, but definitely worth a purchase right there.
Yeah, yeah. They got. I mean, they had some really nice guns coming out. Um, have you seen the new Python?
Actually, I seen a video on Babyface P's YouTube channel today on the new Python.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, it's kind of neat. Revolvers are cool though. Downside, 6 shots. Upside, hardly ever jam.
Yeah, uh, I'm a big revolver guy. I love revolvers, just for the fact because they're revolvers. And I want a Python, but I just can't pay $1,500 for the gun.
See, right now my limit on gun purchasing is 500 or less. Some guns I might look at an exception, like the GSG MP40. It's a little over 500 plus tax, so I mean something like that would be okay. Maybe an AK that might be 750, but I gotta save up
Uh,
money for that.
there's a nice company that makes AKs. If you're looking for AKs, there it's called Lee Armory. I have their AKs, and they gave me one, and I actually love it.
What are the price ranges on them?
Around 700.
That's not bad. Do they make them look like the original AK, wood and metal mixed together?
Yeah, they have the one I have is hold on. I hate to do this. My kid's like really sick right now.
Uh, Sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem. Uh, you want to continue this in a couple nights?
Yeah, we could try again another night.
Yeah, but yeah, it was a good conversation.
Oh yeah, and like I said, with everything going on in Virginia, you have to look back at Athens to think, you don't want it to go violent like it did there, but you want to make it peaceful resolution.
Yeah, I definitely do.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, man, for having me on. It was
No,
great.
no problem. I'll try to get you on again sometime this week.
Okay, that works. All right. Bye bye.
All right. Take care.
Bye.